Hello, my name is Sophie, and today I am going to be sharing my presentation on Jewish diaspora and its effect on Ashkenazi foodways during the Nazi period. So for this project, I really wanted to explore the impact of migration on Ashkenazi Jewish foodways. Specifically, I focused on the foodways and culinary traditions in place during the late 19th and early 20th centuries in order to kind of understand how Ashkenazi Jewish food practices changed during the Nazi period. And it's important to keep in mind here that the Nazi period was the time period between the years 1933 and 1945. I also explored how Jewish culinary profiles, routines, celebrations, basically everything associated with their food and their foodways were altered upon their arrival to the United States. So the research question that I used for this project was, what effects did the Ashkenazi Jews' migration from Eastern Europe and Germany to the United States have on their foodways during the Nazi period? My method of inquiry for this project was composed predominantly of secondary sources. The two secondary sources that I relied on for the entirety of the paper are two novels. The first is titled Global Jewish Foodways by Hasia Diner and Simone Cinotto. And the second is titled Hungering for America, also by Hasia Diner. And these texts were really critical in my analysis to Jewish diaspora. Now, the results of this research project are as follows. There were three main takeaways which I was able to derive regarding Ashkenazi Jewish diaspora and its effect on foodways in the US. The first is that upon their arrival to America, Ashkenazi migrants were sort of bombarded with new types of foods, flavors, and food combinations from a variety of different cultures that really differed from those of their own. The second is that this new exposure to American foodways contradicted the restrictions and limitations of kashrut, or kosher Jewish food laws, which prohibited the combination of particular foods with others and the prohibition of certain meat products, shellfish products, among a couple of other things, which I explore more deeply throughout the essay. And as a result, many Jewish migrants found themselves confronted with a difficult reality. And it was the reality that they could indulge in foods and carry out food patterns that they once deemed forbidden, but they still wanted to be considered good Jews at the same time. The third and final takeaway from this project is the meaning of the American food market to Ashkenazi immigrants. To them, America really meant indulgence and the freedom to kind of consume in excess any type of food that they wanted. Because in Eastern Europe, indulgence was a privilege that was really only allotted to the wealthy. It was a right that most Jews could simply not afford. And so when Jewish refugees arrived in the US, they soon understood that the access to quality food and the ability to regularly feast were food prerogatives that actually define the American food market. And now as a wrap-up, I leave you with this quote from Hasia Diner's text, Hungering for America, which I think really sums up these points beautifully. And it's that the ability to eat well in America helped erase the harsh class divisions between them and their own well-fed elite. But in the process, fulfillment of their desire to eat well every day divided the Jewish people in America amongst themselves. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed my brief lightning talk on Jewish diaspora and its effect on Ashkenazi foodways during the Nazi period. Thank you.